South Africa. South Africa. I am honestly stunned. I need you to pause whatever you're doing and focus on this. Because what we are about to unpack in Ekurhuleni is not just confusion, it's contradiction. It's accountability being passed around like a hot potato. It's control, denied. It's responsibility, rejected. On one side, we're told the head of department had absolute control over HR processes, absolute control over the training tender, the process owner, accountable, in charge. The bid evaluation committee, reporting to her. The bid adjudication committee, reporting to her. The tender moved into her office, located there, controlled there. But then, the denial. I was not involved. I was not in the BAC. I was not in the BEC. I don't sit in bid specifications. They were not reporting to me. So which is it, Ekurhuleni? Absolute control or no involvement at all? Process owner or outsider? Accountable or completely detached? Because you cannot have a tender sitting in the office of the HOD, yet somehow the HOD is nowhere near the process. You cannot have committees reporting upward, but suddenly no reporting line exists. That is not a small detail. That is the core issue: control, accountability, oversight, fraud risk, irregularities. And when two senior officials tell two completely opposite stories under oath, that's not a misunderstanding. That is a red flag, a massive red flag. I need you to like this video right now and stay until the end, because what you're about to hear exposes the contradiction at the heart of this Ekurhuleni training tender saga. Now, let's break it down.
Because she says she left the services of the municipality in November 2023. And we know that the tender was only awarded in November 2023. So these processes that she's describing must relate to a period sometime between May 2023, when the bid specification committee got the specifications, and when she thereafter represented the department at the BSc, and November 2023, when two things happened: she left and the tender was awarded. So I think that what she is talking to in 9.5 would appear to be matters relating to the processing of the tender after it left the bid specification committee.
Look at 9.4 and 9.5. There's the submission to the bid specification committee, and then she says, soon thereafter, you effectively replace her with the people that she mentions. So this is at a stage, as Mr. Shaskalson says, leading up to the award.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, it's difficult to really speak to all these issues, especially without proper evidence, firstly. I didn't know that the tender was awarded in November 2023. I could have missed that. And now it's being raised. It's really become difficult. I think if there were documents in front of me, I would respond better on this matter. I'm really grappling with this one.
Can I, in relation to November, can I refer you again to the document that we touched on earlier, which is at pages 128 and 129 of Supplementary Bundle 2, where it's a list of bids that were awarded in November 2023, and this bid and the award to Buena Vista is noted at page 130, second last item. Appointment of a panel of accredited skills development providers to implement various qualifications and skills programs, November 2023, Buena Vista Learning Academy. What she does say in 9.6 and 9.7 is in this letter to which she refers, she says that you categorically removed her involvement in the training tender, albeit same being in her unit, and the handling of the training tender was thus moved, she says, from my functional ambit and located in the office of the head of department, Ms. Linda Asheka. She had absolute control over all HR processes that ensued. Would that be correct?
It's not correct, Chair. I'm going to reiterate. I was not involved in the BAC, in the BSc, and the BEC. That cannot be. In fact, she's bluntly lying here. I've said earlier on, I haven't seen an HOD who go and present his or her tender at BSc, at BEC, and BAC. I'm refusing this. I'm refusing this. Implicated here unnecessarily. It doesn't make sense what she's saying to me. And if the tender was only awarded in November and she left, how would then been taken away from her? Because between, until November, it would have gone to BSc, it then go to BEC, after BEC go to BAC. It only comes back now to me to start having a control in terms of the shared, equitable share after November. So I'm refusing, Chair, what she's saying here. I think we are just being played with here. Thank you, Chair.
Well, can I ask you this question? In paragraph 9.5, there are 4 people who she says you designated to run with the tender. Do you recognize those 4 people?
I do.
And are they in the office of the head of department or in the training department, in the office that was run by Ms. Makamba?
They are under, 2 of them are under training department, and then 2 of them are in the service department, service division. So they are also in another division. That's the division that deals with budget, finance, contract management, and even when you are tendering, they will vet the document. They support you from you starting the tender to its completion. Hence it's called support services. So they will always be involved, not specifically for the tender for training, that is the wife of Matlan, but they will be involved in all these other tenders.
And would the department not have some representation in the BEC and the BAC, even if it's not you?
They would.
So when she says that the training tender was moved from her functional ambit and located in the office of the head of department, it's quite possible that that would be the case if the people from the department who were designated to the BEC and the BAC were people who reported to you and not to her.
Chair, in other processes that, other tender processes in HR, those 2 people has mentioned from support are always there. One thing she has said that is correct, she is a project manager. But on top of that, there's other people that you work with to assist you to conclude this process. And they've always been in any tender process, you'll find the support people in that space. Those 2 people she mentioned, they were very good in handling of how the tenders are done. When I arrived at Ekurhuleni, in any tender process that I was involved on before I became an HOD, Joseph Marupa will sign off the spec, will assist you with the budget. She makes it sound as if they are single-handedly now dealing with the tender, and she's not. What she would probably have done on her side is to try and sideline them. But she remained a project manager, and those guys were there to support her as far as to my knowledge. Thank you, Chair.
Well, that's certainly not her version. She says in your letter to her, you categorically removed her involvement in the training tender.
I can't recall that letter, Chair. It's very difficult to deal with it.
When you say you can't recall, does that mean you could possibly have written it?
I don't know, Chair. I don't know. All I know that I can align with is that Joseph Maripa was support services no longer working at Ekurhuleni, and there's no tender. Ever since I arrived at Ekurhuleni, there was no tender he was not involved on. But the removal part, I won't know. I can't talk to it. I can only comment maybe when I see it, if indeed happened. There could be something that says, don't sideline, work with them. But I don't know, Chair. I sincerely don't know this one. Thank you.
Can I ask, did you appoint any of these people to the, in a bid process, there's the admin stage where all they are doing is to check whether you have the correct documents, like tax documents, registration documents, and then it moves to the proper evaluation where you apply. Whatever you apply, then it moves to the adjudication. Did you appoint any of these people to any of those processes in the tender process?
Chair, what normally happens in the tender process, there's a project manager. Then the project manager will work with a team where, as I say, that they run with the bid specification. They also run to support the evaluation, but all that work is done under finance. And Joseph has always been the person who is running with these processes. So appointing, I'm not 100% sure, but it's always been people who are assisting with tender processes.
And then in paragraph 9.8 and 9.9, she says, it's factually incorrect for Ms. Mkhwanazi to attempt to dissociate herself from processes that involve the training tender and its award. Ms. Mkhwanazi was the process owner and thus accountable for the tender. What's your response to that?
Chair, I'm going to repeat what I said. I don't see it in the bid specification. I've said my role was to say add formal education, mostly degree, masters and so forth. That was my comment. BSc, I've never went there. Bid evaluation, I was not there. Hence I said maybe get attendance registers, if possible, also get minutes of what transpired in those processes, Chair. I doubt you will not see my name. You will not see my name, I doubt that. I was not involved. Clearly this is somebody who just wants to leave everything to me instead of allowing that the key stakeholders who ran with the tender must account. I don't agree with what she's saying. I was not fully involved and I didn't award the tender. It will be irregular for me.
Just to clarify what she's saying and what she's not saying, I don't think she's ever suggesting that you sat on the BEC or the BAC. But what she is saying is that the people in the department who sat on the BAC and the BEC reported to you, not to her. What's your response to that?
I've already responded, Chair. There's 5 divisions at that time, if I can recall, in HR. It was the support services, it was her division, strategic HR, and talent management. And it was HRBP, and it was LER and others. And those people are coming from those divisions. If you see the structure of HR, the only people that are reporting to me is the divisional heads and the PA and the coordinator. So it's not proper what she's saying that those people were reporting to me. It's not true reflection of what is happening in the city of Ekurhuleni.
South Africa. I need you to sit down for this one, because what we're hearing about the promotion of Julius Mkhwanazi in Ekurhuleni is not normal administration. It is irregularities. It is contradictions. It is procedure being questioned at the highest level. In what normal municipality does a senior promotion happen and nobody can clearly explain who approved it, who signed off, who sat on the panel, who followed the policy? Promotion without clarity. Promotion without clean documentation. Promotion with shifting accountability. We are told there are policies. We are told there are HR frameworks. We are told there are recruitment procedures. Advertise the post, convene the panel, score the candidates, record the minutes, approve through the proper channel. So where are the records? Where is the transparent process? Where is the clear line of authority? Because now we are hearing, it wasn't me. I wasn't involved. That's not how it happened. But the promotion happened. You cannot have a promotion at senior level in a municipality the size of Ekurhuleni and then suddenly nobody owns the process. You cannot have authority without accountability. You cannot have decision-making without documentation. This is not just about one name. This is about governance. This is about compliance. This is about whether promotions are being done through policy or through influence. Irregularities in promotion are not small issues. They affect reporting lines. They affect power. They affect procurement. They affect who signs what and who oversees what. So when procedure is unclear, when accountability shifts, when documentation is questioned, that is a red flag, a serious red flag. Stay with this because this promotion issue may not be an isolated event. It may reveal something much bigger about how decisions are made inside Ekurhuleni.
Mr. Sheka, you have in front of you there that summary that we discussed earlier. And the panel, you went through who comprised the panel, and there's 3 people eventually because you confirmed that Mr. Behari did not partake. So instead of 4, you now had 3 people. Now, can you just explain what it means that the HOD SRAC does not indicate whether she approves or disagrees, and what is the consequence of that?
Chair, again, it's part of continuous improvement. You will realize in majority of documents that will have, sometimes a person won't tick, sometimes you will find out it ticks, doesn't even put a signature. But sometimes when we audit, we follow those things up. But one thing I can tell you, it didn't mean that she was not recommending the candidate.
Does it mean she recommended the candidate?
Yes.
Why do you say that from this document?
Because we'll elaborate. Remember, before we decide that the first choice is Mr. Mkhwanazi. For instance, if we said its first choice is Mr. Mkhwanazi, the second choice is Mr. du Plessis, it would have been a collective decision of the panel.
And where do we see that in this document? I mean, there's a reason you've got this document as a record of what happened. Now, it doesn't tell us on this record what her position was on either candidate.
Chair, I think because she signed and it said their first choice, probably she agreed. Yes, it was an oversight on her not to approve and not to put the telephone number. But she signed there, and it means she agreed with the appointment of the candidate. I don't recall.
If she didn't agree with it, would she not have signed? If she had ticked not approved, are you saying with that explanation that therefore she would not have signed this?
I get what we're saying, that she should have put approved or not approved.
No, she didn't put that.
Yes.
You say her signature signifies that she approved. And I'm saying the inverse, if you're correct, then the inverse would be true, which is if she had disapproved, she would not have signed. Is that what you're saying?
Chair, remembering the events, we all agreed on the recommendation of Mr. Julius Mkhwanazi, according to that document. If why she didn't tick, I think, and not put her date, it's one of those sometimes errors that people will make. And in the inferences on balance of probabilities, I'm talking on the probability, Chair, that Julius's name is there. And if you check the scoring, Chair, Isaac Mapia scored Mr. Mkhwanazi 21, Ms. Zanele Katembo scored Mkhwanazi 20, I scored Mkhwanazi 21.
Okay.
So you can see there, and then Duplessis, Zanele scored Duplessis 17.
Yes.
So on balance of probability, she would have agreed here.
I think that does answer me,
Thank
your
you.
reference to the scoring. Now, a different question relating to this promotion. Brigadier